Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm so excited to have you here today. You know, I've been exactly where many of you are right now, struggling to make sense of my finances and feeling overwhelmed every time I try to create a budget. Trust me, I get it. Traditional budgeting can feel like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and I've seen so many people give up because the methods they tried just weren't sustainable. But here's the good news. I've discovered a practical approach to budgeting that actually works, and today I'm going to share it with you. No complicated spreadsheets or unrealistic restrictions, just simple, actionable steps that you can start implementing right away. Before we dive in, let me tell you what you're going to learn today. We'll cover 3 essential elements: understanding your true financial picture, creating a personalized budget framework, and maintaining your budget for long-term success. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools and confidence to take control of your finances. Understanding your financial foundation. Income assessment. Let's start with the foundation of any successful budget, knowing exactly how much money you have coming in. I remember when I first started budgeting, I only considered my main paycheck, which led to some serious miscalculations. First, we need to calculate your total monthly take-home pay. Pull out your paycheck stubs or bank statements and write down your actual net income. That's what hits your bank account after taxes and deductions. If you're like me and have variable income, look at the past 6 to 12 months and calculate your average monthly income. Don't forget about those side hustles or investments. Whether it's freelance work, dividend payments, or that weekend gig, every dollar counts. I personally keep a simple spreadsheet to track all my income sources, and there are several free income and debt tracking worksheets. I'll leave a link to one in the description. Expense tracking. Now for the part many people dread, tracking expenses. But I promise this isn't as scary as it seems. Pull up your last 3 months of bank and credit card statements. We're going to do some detective work here. Let's break your expenses into 2 main categories: fixed and variable expenses. Fixed costs or expenses are things like rent, car payments, and insurance. They stay pretty much the same each month. Variable costs or expenses include groceries, entertainment, and shopping. These fluctuate month to month. Here's a pro tip I learned the hard way. Pay special attention to those non-essential expenses. You know, those random Amazon purchases or daily coffee runs that seem small but add up quickly. I'm not saying you need to cut them out completely, but awareness is key. Creating your budget framework. And here's where we'll discuss the 50-30-20 rule. This is where things get exciting. I love the 50-30-20 rule because it's both flexible and practical. Here's how it works. 50% goes to your essential expenses. That's your needs like housing, utilities, basic groceries, and minimum debt payments. When I first started, I was spending way more than 50% on essentials, which helped me realize I needed to make some changes. 30% is for discretionary spending, your wants like dining out, entertainment, and shopping. This category gives you the freedom to enjoy life while staying within reasonable limits. The final 20% goes to savings and debt repayment beyond the minimums. This might seem ambitious at first. I certainly thought so. But I'll show you how to work up to this gradually if you're not there yet. Setting realistic goals. Let's talk about goal setting. I've found that breaking financial goals into different time frames make them much more manageable. For short-term goals, 3 to 6 months, Focus on things like building a starter emergency fund or paying off a small debt. My first short-term goal was saving $1,000 for emergencies, and reaching it felt amazing. Medium-term goals, 6 months to 12 months, might include paying off a credit card or saving for a vacation. Make these specific and measurable. For long-term goals, 1 year or longer, think bigger. Maybe it's buying a house, retiring early, or becoming debt-free. These goals will help guide your budget decisions. Implementation and maintenance. Tools and resources. Let me share some of my favorite budgeting apps that make tracking easier. Here are a few budgeting apps that you may want to try. Simplify by Quicken, You Need a Budget, YNAB, Good Budget, Honeydew for couples, and Pocket Guard for overspenders. Whether you prefer manual tracking or automated solutions, the key is finding a method that you actually stick with. I started with a basic spreadsheet and gradually moved to more sophisticated tools as my needs evolved. And now let's talk about building an emergency fund. One of the most important aspects of financial security is having a solid emergency fund. I recommend saving 3 to 6 months of expenses, but don't let that number intimidate you. Start small and build up gradually. Set up automatic savings contributions. This was a game changer for me. Even $50 per paycheck adds up over time. Keep your emergency fund in a separate savings account where it's accessible but not too easy to tap into for non-emergencies. If necessary, get a high-yield savings account in an entirely different bank, separate from the bank you currently bank with. Conclusion. We've covered a lot today, but remember, creating a budget that works is a journey, not a destination. Start with understanding your income and expenses. Implement the 50-30-20 rule in a way that makes sense for your situation and gradually build your emergency fund. The key to long-term success is flexibility and forgiveness. Your budget should adapt as your life changes, and if you slip up, that's okay. Just get back on track the next day. Here's what I want you to do right after this video. First, download your bank statements. Second, start categorizing your expenses. Third, pick one of the tracking methods we discussed and set it up. Remember, the perfect budget is the one you'll actually use. I believe in you, and I can't wait to hear about your progress in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more practical financial tips. Let's take control of our money together. If you like this video, you will love our videos on the ultimate guide to paying off debts fast and how to build an emergency fund step-by-step plan. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.